don't do my hands as I walk in now. I'm like, how do you walk in?
Morning, Rob, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Ella. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So today I just wanted to speak to you a little bit about the PAYE and NIC cap on SME R&D tax claims. I know it's been introduced recently, so I just want to understand a bit more about it, see how it affects our clients and those in the industries.
So it's been brought in as an anti-abuse measure. So there was a similar cap which was abolished back in 2012, and HMRC found that since then the number of fraudulent claims has increased significantly. So either where companies are claiming where there is no real R&D taking place, or where group structures have been set up specifically to reroute costs from outside the UK through a UK company, but really where there is no genuine business activity taking place, the structure's simply been set up to access the scheme.
Okay, so what are the new rules?
Yeah, so the cap is going to limit the amount an SME can claim as a repayable tax credit to £20,000 plus 300% of its PAYE and NIC liabilities during that period. So there is an exemption available, and that's if a company creates or manages its own intellectual property, and if it spends no more than 15% of its qualifying R&D expenditure on subcontractors or EPWs that are related parties. So these are seen as hallmarks of a true business, which is why that exemption is available.
Okay, great, thank you. And what can be included in the calculation?
Yeah, so a company can include the PAYE and NIC liabilities for its entire payroll for the period, not just those individuals involved in the R&D projects, but it can also include the liabilities of connected subcontractors and EPWs if those individuals were involved in the qualifying R&D projects. But it's important to note that the PAYE and NIC liabilities of any particular individual can't be included in more than one cap calculation. So that'll have implications where more than one company within a group is making an R&D claim.
Okay, perfect. So when will this be introduced?
So it's going to affect R&D claims for accounting periods beginning on or after the 1st of April 2021. So these claims are going to be being put through until sort of the second half of April 2022 and onwards.
Okay. And what's the impact of this going to be?
So yeah, so the companies that are most likely to be affected by this, sort of early stage companies who may only have one or two staff, director-run businesses, where the director may not even pay themselves a salary and has no one else on the payroll, and companies that rely heavily on subcontractors. So this is particularly common in software and tech industries, amongst others.
Okay.
So the cap could significantly reduce the size of claims that these companies are able to make, particularly if those companies have low profits or are loss making. The reason that is that the cap only affects credits that are claimed on surrenderable losses. If a company still has a trading profit even after the R&D relief, there'll be no impact at all. There'll also be no impact for the smallest claims, so those under 20,000 will also be unaffected.
So what can companies do?
Yeah, so companies that benefit from R&D tax credits may want to give some consideration to how they model their businesses going forward in order to mitigate this risk. Particularly with IR35 coming in at the same time, companies with off-payroll workers may want to prioritise getting these people on the payroll.
Great, perfect, thank you.
Is that all right as a sign-off?
What other ways are there to say that it's done?
That's our lot.
That's all for today, folks.
Until next time.
There we go. Who knew that walking would be the hardest part of this video?